We have an incredible list of candidates, and some of them are well-known and some of them are kind of new to the scene. But it's just been such a great pleasure to meet our statewide candidates during this election cycle. Each and every one of them comes to the Iowa House caucus and introduces themselves and gives us a spiel on why they're running. And it's just been a real pleasure to get to know them and have them here. So we're going to start with the candidate for, again, different things, state auditor. So Rob Sand, I saw you, I hear you. All right, there you are. You'll come on up. You know, I have a friend who's known Rob Sand for, I guess, his family all of his life. And she's always telling me great stories about him. So come on up. You got 3 minutes. Thank you.
3 minutes. I know. Hey, thank you all for coming out. I am delighted to see so many people here tonight. If you want to know 2 things about why I'm running for state auditor, that's about all I got time for. But I'll give it to you. Number 1, go up to Northeast Iowa to Decorah. Then go to the northeast corner of town. You'll find the skate park that's up there. I spent my junior and my senior year in high school getting that skate park built, and it completely changed my perspective on what a community can do when people decide they actually want to work together to solve a problem. Completely changed the way I looked at my life, what I thought I might do with it, and has been a guiding light for a lot of decisions since then. The ability to do something positive for my community has been a big push since that time. Second thing, the work I've done at the Attorney General's office over the last 8 years. Yes, I am old enough to have been an attorney for 8 years, okay? In that time, I prosecuted more public corruption than anyone else in Iowa in the last decade. Now thank you. The state auditor's office actually investigates Iowa's public corruption. That office is supposed to be the front line against your taxpayer money getting stolen. But the current state auditor refuses to employ people with law enforcement experience. Does that seem odd to you? It seems odd to me too. One good reason to run. I looked at investigation after investigation after investigation that had mistakes in them, because her team only employs accountants and CPAs. Certainly want to have accountants and CPAs involved, but having only accountants in that office is like having 11 quarterbacks on your football team. It's not going to get you a very good outcome. But here's the other piece of this. This office, it's not just about investigations, it's not just about audits. It's really about being a watchdog. And what we're trying to talk about in this campaign is why we want to wake up the watchdog. Because when they do those in public corruption investigations, they're missing things because they don't know what to look for. They don't do efficiency recommendations. So they audit Story County every year. And when they do that, they can actually make recommendations for how the county can operate more efficiently. They don't. They're not even trying. We need to wake up the watchdog if we want to make government more efficient in Iowa. There's another piece of this too. Look at the budget. If you haven't noticed, we're not doing real well right now in Iowa. Not at the county level, not at the city level, not at the state level. We had quarterly cuts last year. Every 3 months, budgets got cut. And then we had to borrow over $100 million to get to the end of the fiscal year. And yet this state auditor called that budget stable, despite quarterly cuts, and balanced, despite having to borrow $100 million. I call that someone who's putting their party ahead of the public. And I will not do that as your state auditor. I have a track record of not doing that in the Attorney General's office. Oh, is that time? That's so quick. That was quicker than the 3 minutes I did at 2 events earlier today. But I appreciate the time. I gotta add one more thing, and I'll keep it very brief. Privatization of Medicaid. My mother spent her career working with physically handicapped kids, and you can bet it made an impact on me when she would come home beaming because her kid, she said, her kid learned to walk today. Why have we done this? Why are we 2 years into this and we still don't know what the truth is about whether or not we're saving money, how much money we're spending? They just got a 7.5% raise. If you help me become state auditor, those MCOs, instead of raises, are going to get subpoenas.